Finally, I have done it. The final book, Wrath in the Faithful and the Fallen, quadrilogy by John Gwynne, I have completed. Man, this took me some time. What was it, like 9 days or something? I should have been done with this like on the 12th. It's now the 16th or something. All this stuff at work. I'm probably going to do a live stream here in a bit. If you want to tune in, maybe we'll talk about it a little bit. So, everybody dies. Mostly. There's a few people that survived. If you see my other videos, this is about a giant god war in a Viking set kind of land based on Catholicism, or sort of. There's angels and demons called the Ben Elam and the Kadashim. And you got the two main angel and demons come down and find these two guys called the Bright Star and the Dark Sun, which turns out to be all just fake. Like the main good guy made up the story to lure the main bad guy to this place called Drasil, which is based on Yggdrasil. I said Teldrassil last time. It's Yggdrasil. It's like the Norse mythology's giant tree, city, fort, something in this foreign forest. And there's a lot of animal characters in this. There is Bud-Eye, a giant hound dog. There's Scratch and Sniff, Scratcher and Sniffer, which is one of the bad guys' dogs. This bad guy drinks from a Starstone cup, which is one of the 7 treasures, and it gives him, he can live like 1,000 years as long as nobody kills him, but somebody kills him. But, there's 2 crows, Fetch and Craft. Fetch dies, Craft lives. Storm the Wolven, which is like a wolf with longer teeth and bigger. And she has cubs with Bud-Eye, so there's like 6 cubs. One of those dies. Shadow is one of them is named. The other one I think was named after Bravery or something like that, or Fierce maybe, and he died. The other ones don't really have names. Shield the horse. So the main character has a wolf named Storm and a horse named Shield, like Storm Shield. That was part of the prophecy, which made him think like maybe this Elyon god is actually intervening because the prophecy was fake, but he didn't know about it. He's going to name his wolf Storm and his horse Shield, but prophecy said the main guy, the bright star, would be protected by a storm and a shield, or something like that. So, does Elyon, the missing god, ever show up in the book? No, he does not. He remains a missing god the entire time. There's also Drags, which are kind of like dragony things, but not really. I guess you'd imagine them kind of like those dinosaurs with the spiky tail. Nah, I don't know what you would call a drag. It's like a mini dragon. There's a lot of ants. There is these white worms, which are kind of like snakes, maybe, or dragony things. But that's all the animals. But there's a lot of animal companions in this. There's like different factions of people. You got the Venthalan pirates, total assholes. You got the people of Tenebrae, which are kind of like the bad guys group, but they don't really know he's a bad guy, so they're not really bad people necessarily. They're just kind of following him because he's the king. And then you got his first sword, which is Varadris, and he learns the shield wall technique, and then he defects even though he's sworn a blood oath to him, and then they kind of fight each other, and he has his own little small group, and they outlast him and stuff. It's pretty good. Then you got Maquin and Fidel. Fidel is the mother of the main bad guy. Maquin is an old man, sort of, but he's been through the fighting pits and this torturing slave on our slave ship, like rowing boats, so he's like super full of muscle, and he's just a fighting fucking killing machine, and he just like whirlwinds through people, like doing all kinds of stabs. He does a lot of like stabbing into your armpits and like grabbing you behind the back of the throat and just snapping you when he's like whipping through and just running through people and killing them all so fast, like stabbing them in the knees, kicking them in the elbows, snapping limbs, just doing crazy shit. He's just a fucking badass. He dies. Fidel dies. They meet each other across the Bridge of Swords, which is where you go when you die. Which is it's kind of a touching thing. But he kills everybody before he dies. He kills so many people. You got Korban, that's the main good guy, and his sister Kywin. She's like a throwing knife expert, but also learning magic from Brina, the witch, because they have this earth magic thing, which they didn't really use a whole lot until the end. You think they would have used it more. But somehow she just mastered it, and Brina gets the fucking short end of the stick. They get all these 7 treasures together, the cauldron being the main one, and you put all the other weapons and necklaces and cups and things into this cauldron, and then she has to do an unmaking spell. Because the angel and the demon leaders are like using it as a portal to bring all the angels and demons from the other world into the real world. So the only way to stop that is put all the treasures in the pot and like do your magic on it. So Brina, they kill her and they dump her in the pot and use her blood to fuel the spell. And like at the end, everybody's like, "Man, I sure miss so and so, and I wish they were still here." But nobody really mentions Brina that much. Like maybe her crow a little bit, but like she just got shafted, got chucked into the pot, used her blood. Nobody really cares that she died. So then Kywin somehow just knew all these words to this spell and just like took forever, but she finally did the unmaking spell and exploded the whole pot, covered the main 2 angels and demons in kind of iron mist, which like made it like a perfect sculpture of them in metal. So then like all the bad guys and the good guys still exist in this world. But then Korban died at the same time he kills Kaladin. But then, this total spoilers, by the way. I'm just spoiling everything. There was this kind of like a demon or something in the other world that eats souls in a lake. So he dies and goes to the other world. As he dies, he drags the demon and he starts trying to kill him. And the demon's like, "You can't kill a soul. It's like really hard." And he's like, "No, I think I got an idea." And he takes him to the lake and he calls out for that soul-eating demon and he feeds him to the soul-eating demon, and then he like makes a deal where he would bring him back to life. And he comes back. So Korban lives, Kywin lives, and Corbin's girlfriend Corlin lives, and then Veratus lives, and he's kind of probably going to date Kywin in the future, but who knows? We're not going to see any of that. Albin, I think, was an old man. He becomes the king of Tenebrae. Edana, the queen of the West, she's alive. Farrell, I think a lot of Corbin's friends lived, but a lot of them died. Yeah, all like the main fighting guys. Gar's dad died. Alcyon, the giant, lived, and all the Jotun giants, they all kind of came together as a giant clan. That was cool. Corbin walks off to Graham's Hold, which was like destroyed by giants, and the giants started raising it up, and then the giants left. So he was going to go back and turn it into like a school to learn fighting and magic or something. So now people will probably have wizards fighting each other in this world. It's probably going to lead to a lot of problems. Because if you're trying to start an era of peace, why would you start it by like teaching people how to fight and do crazy earth magic spells? Could be bad. But then we got this other trilogy or whatever, Time of Dread, Courage, and whatever. Maybe we're going to find out what happens later on. But Camlin, the big archer Robin Hood guy, he ends up with Meg, the 9-year-old. I kind of thought they were like hook up or something, but he's like, maybe I need a apprentice, and she's like, you mean me, right? And she's like kind of like the comedy, whatever. So if he went back with Edana and is going to take her as an apprentice, teach her how to hunt and stuff, which is cool. Craft the Crow, he's going to kind of fly back and forth and keep everybody in touch, so it's kind of like having the internet. Like a crow that can talk. Yeah, so it kind of wrapped everything up. But there was a lot of moments, like Macwin getting his revenge on Lycos. Lycos was the Venthalan pirate that kidnapped his mother, mind controlled her with a voodoo doll, raped her, and then he put Macwin on the ship, tortured and put him in the fighting pits. He did all the evil shit, and he got his comeuppance finally. Took forever. He fed him to those black ants. So he didn't actually kill him himself. He got tortured. He even talked about the ants for like going to his crotch. And he was screaming like, please just kill me. He's like, nah, I'm just gonna watch. It was pretty fucked up. And then Rafe, the total asshole that I was like, I thought was he gonna like drink from the Starstone Cup and be a dick the whole final book? He was a dick the whole final book. Took forever to kill him. Camlin finally chased him down and finally was able to put an arrow into his heart. He stole the wrong horse. He got Corbin's horse from where Corbin had left last book. And then the horse saw the dog and they recognized each other, so then the horse just betrayed him and he stopped and like made him fly off of the horse. So then Camlin was able to fight him off and like put an arrow in him. Because he was like super strong from drinking out of the Starstone Cup. See, that was the thing about the 7 treasures. The axe, I guess it was like better at cutting, I don't know. The cup gives you like 1,000-year lifespan and like better vision and kind of makes you not get tired and stuff. I don't know, it's good to drink out of it. The necklace, who knows what the fuck it does? Nobody ever tried anything with it. The torque, which I thought it was like a crown, but I guess it's like you wear it on your neck maybe. They had it hidden on this crazy island that's super dangerous. Anybody that goes there dies, and they go there and it's just like a giant clan garden and it's not anything special. But you'd think that it would be super powerful that they put it on this island. Like, what can you do when you wear the torque? Can you, like, command people like a king would do or something? You can make them do stuff? I don't know. Nobody ever tried it. They just put it in the cauldron and they destroyed it. That's what it was for. The spear that speared the king and it was stuck in a tree for many years, like, didn't do anything special as far as I know. They didn't do anything with it. Spear, cup, torque, axe, cauldron, necklace, and the dagger. The dagger also, no idea what it fucking does. Corbin had it for a long time. He never stabbed a single person with it. I don't know. Seems kind of like I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5 because of that. Because there's like loose ends. You should have like explored these 7 legendary items you created. And give Brina at least the people give a shit that she died. But it is a good book though. Now, how does it compare to like other series like First Law? I don't like the First Law. I think this was better. But the final book of First Law maybe was written better. Because the first 2 is there's so much setup and so little plot to it. This is like got good plot. I love the use of animals. I like a lot of different POV shifting around like this had. The other one had it too, but it's like everybody likes First Law characters. I don't know. These ones, the names of everybody is so similar. It got really confusing and kind of annoying. Everybody has Celtic names, so they all start with C or M, and it's just like, use some other letters, dude. But, yeah. I don't know. It's not as good as like the Robin Hood trilogy, the Farseer. That was like way better than this. But this was pretty fucking decent, especially if you like Vikings. For some reason, I could not picture, because a lot of the names of the places like Dun Carreg and Dun Crin and Dun whatever, that's dwarven words to me. Like in Warcraft, you got Dun, whatever's in the Southern Barrens and all these like Dun places. So when you say Dun, I think dwarves. So I kept imagining everybody as kind of like dwarf or like midgets. So I didn't picture anybody as like a full-grown human, like a tall, thin person. I know like they have like warrior braids, or it's just more like the Saxon Tales or like Last Kingdom, kind of like Danes or Vikings or whatever. But I didn't really picture them that way. I picture everybody kind of like chunky, except for maybe the Van Thalens. I don't know. Even like the queens and stuff, I'm picturing them like Warcraft dwarf women or something. So like I didn't really picture anybody as being hot in my mind. Especially like Fidel, she's like the bad guy's mom. So she's already a mother. She's like, how old can she be? If the bad guy's like 20 something already, she's probably at least 40. Like, I don't know. Anyway. That's what I think of it.